Manfred, I'd like you to come up and share your journey. Thank you.
It's been a long evening already, and my story is that long.
Make it this short.
And I'll tell you that much about it. So I was a classical musician, very successful classical musician in Austria. And that might sound romantic because classical music comes from Austria, but really to me it started feeling like more and more like a straitjacket. I couldn't be who I felt I really was. And in fact, all through my youth, I had teenage rebellion from very early age because I was looking for integrity. I was looking for people walking their talk. There's all these people making rules. No, you don't do this, you don't do that, but they were doing it. No, the policeman was driving drunk or driving too fast. The Catholic priest had 3 kids with the cook, but everybody knew and nobody knew. There was just no integrity everywhere, right? And so by the time I was 26, I was well and truly sick of it all. And I took a year off to travel the world. And I came here, the other side, exactly halfway around. And I met people like Krista, right there and then in 1982. So I met people who were into health. I didn't know anything about nutrition. I didn't know I had any toxins in my body. But I sure found out I did once I started getting healthier. So I got really passionate about health to the extreme where I was still looking for integrity. There was a lot of sick health professionals. Again, an integrity issue, like heal yourself should be the rule first. And there's lots of things that are said but not left. And I got sick of that again and ended up as a hermit. I just lived by myself for 2 years in the bush in the South Island in the Buller Gorge, started growing my own food, and after 2 years I thought that wasn't the ideal either, alone in paradise, so I found another hermit, a female hermit. And we lived together happily forever after, it felt like, because it was a long time into the game, and we were just self-sufficient, growing our food and not living outside the money system, really. And then a big challenge happened. My wife was 47, hormonally infertile all her life, and she had early menopause symptoms. And it was early menopause until it started moving about 3 months later. And then our whole life shifted again. So we thought we had it all together, and then we didn't really have anything together because our lifestyle wasn't sustainable with a child. So I had to reconsider, what am I going to do in the world? I wasn't going to go back in the competitive paradigm. I wasn't going to go back into the city lifestyle, because as a musician you live in the city. Nobody pays you playing the flute in the bush. So I had about 2 years. When my daughter was born, we did home birth in the middle of nowhere with my wife being 47 and the first baby. That was brave. And we knew we had about 2 years where that was still okay, but then she needed friends, right? And so we needed to get out of there. And what was it? Where are we going to go? No money, no inheritance coming, no rich parents anywhere, and we had totally no assets, no bank account with any money in it. So I knew there was something really good out there that was coming, where I could stay home with my daughter, with my family. I could share what I've learned, especially the 2 years by myself. I learned a lot about the human condition and the human conditioning, right? All the negativity I was running away from was still there when I was by myself. Maybe none of you have had that time by yourself to realize that all the things we complain about, the government and all the stuff, it's all in here. Everything's in the mind. So I wanted to share that with people. I got myself free, and I wanted to free other people, because when you're free, you can only be as free as the people around you, because if you're too free, they put you away. In Austria, it's about that wide, You got that narrow line where they let you run around. If you go too far this way, you're in jail. If you go too far this way, in mental hospital. Very narrow. In New Zealand, it's about that wide, right? So they let you run around a bit longer. But still there's a limit of how free you can be. And so my passion is to free everybody more so I can be who I really am. Because when we're all who we really are, we're all pure love. Pure love, pure bliss is what we all conceived as. Then we get conditioned, and then all the fears, and you can't do this. You know how when you have a little child and it's encouraged to be who it really is. You can do just about anything, and people are encouraging. And at some age in that process of conditioning, all of a sudden we get all these no's. Oh, you're just dreaming. Oh, that will never happen. You know? Live the life of your dreams. How many can look at that and go, yes, I want to live the life of my dreams? We've, for years and years and years, given up on that, most of us. Right? So I'm here to wake people up and say you can live the life of my dreams, because I came out of the bush with nothing, with 42. I'm 56 now, and I don't owe anybody anything, and I have a life I couldn't even have dreamed about, because my dream was that little when I came out of the bush. I just wanted to stay home with my little girl, see her grow up, and I had this dream that I never ever want to say we can't afford this. And I had no money, right? I had no money to start a business. I had to borrow some money to start this, and it wasn't a lot. And my daughter is 16 now. We've been around the world 4 times because my family is in Austria. And never once has my daughter heard me say, she can't have this because we can't afford it. That doesn't mean I can't say no, but I don't say no because we can't afford it. I grew up as a single mom. The main thing I heard if I wanted anything was we can't afford this. And so many of my friends I've heard there. The teenage rebellion is all about pushing against this limitation. And it's that financial limitation on the parents that's a big issue. It's not always, and it's not I'm generalizing. I'm sure there's some people here who are also free and have the money and don't have to say we can't afford it, but I didn't grow up like that. And so from 42 is nothing to 56, I have a piece of land, freehold in Golden Bay, beautiful house, beautiful family, beautiful cars. Whatever we need, we have, and we can support. I'm conducting the orchestra in Golden Bay, which is a small orchestra. Average age is probably 70, but it's very nice. Right? And I can give back to society. I do a lot of things because I have the time to do so. And when I was self-sufficient, I had no time. It was a great life, but 16 hours a day running for survival. Now I can do whatever I like, whenever I like, with who I like. And the great thing is, in this business, you can get wealthy together with your friends. And even the people who've come into my business, I didn't know many people when I started. Cliff was the only one in the back there. I rang Cliff and said, have you got a credit card? And he said, yes. He was the only person I knew who had a credit card. He was the first person who placed an order. And we've had a ball since, 14 years in business together as great friends, and he lives way up north and I live in the south side. So you can't succeed without getting healthier and without making more friends. So if that's something that speaks to you, this is the business for you, and it's not for everybody.
So we're coming to the end of our evening, and I just want to encourage you to, if something here resonated, if there is, even if it's, generally when we're touched in the heart, it could be, even if it's fear around it, it still means we're being touched. And get back to the person that invited you to listen to the information and just see what can develop. It's kind of like looking at a car, and you're looking at this business. Imagine it's a car and you see it in the yard and it looks really great, and you think, yeah, it looks just like what I would like. Now you're not just going to go and buy the car, right? You're going to say, well, I really need to take it for a wee test drive. So you're going to hop in, take it for a test drive, see how it feels, and that's what I invite you to do. Test drive this. See how the product feels in your body. See how the business support feels. See what it feels like working with a community of caring people around you that all want you to be the best you possibly can. So get back to the person who invited you, and I wish you all a very good evening, and please do talk to everybody who's here.